it was a good set coming in from Infosys. Yes, the top line growth looks a tad bit in line with expectation because the constant currency revenue growth came in at 4% versus 4.8% that we were working with. But that has been pretty much made up by the margin outperformance because the margin came in at 21.5% while the street was expecting that the margin profile will be close to 20%. So there's a big beat coming in there, and that's the reason your profit figure is looking much better than expectation. And there's a growth of almost 12% on a sequential basis in terms of profit versus the 9 to 10% growth that the street was expecting. The good news not just ends there because you have the deal win pipeline that looks rather strong. If you look at the TCV of the deal wins this quarter, it stands at $2.7 billion, and that's at multi-quarter high. And even if you look at the headcount addition, yes, it's come off on a quarter-on-quarter basis, but the headcount addition of over 10,000 people should be taken well by the street. Additionally, on account of all of this, the management has narrowed their guidance in terms of the revenue guidance from the earlier guidance of 14 to 16% growth. They narrowed it down to the upper band of the range to 15 to 16%. And in terms of the margins, they have narrowed it from 21 to 23% earlier to 21 to 22% now. Remember, the management in the earlier interactions also had mentioned to us that the margin will be towards the lower end of the range. So they've just only narrowed it down further, but at least they talk about how they're very confident of achieving the 21 to 22% band, and that is something that the street will like. Though in terms of management commentary, they did acknowledge that there is a slowdown in Europe. They did acknowledge that various segments are showing some sort of headwinds. It started with BFSI sector, then they're talking about some sort of slowdown in retail as well, and now telecom sector is also showing a tad bit of slowdown. So those were the comments coming in from the management, but overall it looks like it's been a steady set, and at least the worry that the street had on the margin front is completely allayed. And also to add to that, they have announced a buyback as well, wherein the buyback is an open offer route buyback. The total quantum is 9,300 crores. The maximum price is 1,850, which is a good 400 rupees higher than the current market price. But given the fact it's open offer buyback as well as the total quantum is a tad bit below expectations, that will keep the stock prices supported, but not a big bang announcement coming on the buyback front, but margin is the biggest highlight.